when we understand and we repeatedly contemplate on our real identity, which is one universal, infinite, we slowly get rid of the raga dvesha. So until this raga dvesha effects are over, we will not be able to see Lord in everything, find Lord in everything, and become completely free of all kinds of lacks or the abhava bodha we are suffering from. Bhagavata says, Raga Dvesha Viyuktaistu Vishayan Indriyesharan Atmavashya Vidheyatma Prasada Adhigacchati. Raga Dvesha Viyuktaihi Indriyehi Vishayan Charan. If we can get rid of the raga dvesha and then we move around in the world, we do all kinds of work in the whatever is needed in the world. Such a person who is Atmavash, who is under his own control, who has become master of himself, who is not a slave to the worldly things, slave to his raga dvesha, slave to the objects, slave to the objective situation. If he is not, then he becomes vidheyatma. He becomes vidheyatma. It is not a control from outside. We say we have to control. No, we don't have to control. If we are in tune with our fundamental harmony, with our own reality, our own soul, then the law of governing comes from within. Such a person is called vidheyatma. He gets guided by the inner voice, the harmonious voice, where there is no klesha, no struggle with it. They struggle between the intelligence and the mind, struggle between the senses and the... So he says that raga dvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyesharan atmavashya vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. What happens is that he attains prasada. This is called prasada. It's not the prasada we are buying from the counter here, Laddu prasada, Payasam prasada. That is only, we go to a saint and saint gives us something in the form of a sweet or so. That is not the real prasada. The real prasada is to get a little touch of the saint's mind, which is always in prasada. Prasada means placidity. Placidity. It is not the elated form of happiness, and it is not depression. When the mind gets free of elation and depression, it always remains in a cool, calm ananda, which is called prasada. It's a placidity of the mind. So when the mind becomes free of raga dvesha, he moves around in the world without getting affected, without getting agitated by anything in the world. Such a vidheyatma attains prasada. Now in Bhagavad Gita, he has shown various ways of how to go about it. First, to become even towards success and failure. Then he says that you have the Yajna Bhavana, that is, the whole world is a Yajna of the Lord. It is not a fire sacrifice as we do a limited Yajna. But the whole world is a Yajna of the world. It is dedicated to the Lord alone. Everything is dedicated to the Lord. So if whatever we do, we also do as a small speck in the Lord's universe. So that is also Yajna of the Lord. If we have this Yajna feeling, then also we are rid of our ahankara, or the constriction we suffer from. All these things Krishna told Arjuna. After telling, each method is very efficient, very effective, everything is alright. But don't forget that Krishna was telling just before the war, and during the war with this jnana and bhakti and all that, where from will Arjuna remember? By killing all others, killing and getting killed in a war situation. So after telling Krishna the Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, he said. Guhyam means secret. Secret. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. Then in 18th chapter he says, after speaking about knowledge, he said, Iti te jnanamakyatam gushyat gushyataram maya vimishyaita asheshena yathetsyasi tathaku. He said that I have told you Narvis, gushyat gushyataram means from the gushya it is still further secret, it is still more secret, deeper secret, this knowledge. Now knowing and contemplating on it, do whatever you like. Yathetsyasi tatha kuru. That means what? Whatever you like, you do. That means he is leaving the decision on Arjuna's ahakara, his self-effort, his kartritva. You have listened to everything, I have told you everything. Whether you listen to me or not, you decide and you follow. Not only that, just prior to that, he said, Tameva sharanaagati, Tameva sharanaagati, sarvabhavena bhagavata, tat prasada param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. He said that he described the Lord and he said that you take refuge under the Lord. See, why am I saying? Because sharanaagati is coming. Sharanam gacha, tam eva sharanam gacha. You take refuge under the Lord by all your bhavas. Tat prasada param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Now here also he is leaving it on Arjuna, the decision, and the Lord is somewhere else. In the Narayanageeta I was talking about, Narayanageeta, he says that people say I have surrendered to Lord, I have surrendered to Lord. Is it so easy? The God which you have not seen, which you don't know what are his likes and what God likes and what God dislikes. Whether the God exists or not also you don't know. How can you surrender to such a God? Are you following? So people say I have surrendered. So when something happens wrongly, which I don't like, immediately we start howling, we start lamenting, oh God, why for me this has happened? As our Swami said that in an accident, 80 people died and 20 survived. Those who survived, they said that I have survived, we have survived by the grace of God. And those who died, the 80 people, have they not died by the grace of God? But we are not able to accept it. Both have been done by God, it is God's will everywhere, but we are not able to accept it. So it is not surrender. If Lord, the Lord we think of, the Lord we know about even from the religion, He is all pervading, He is all knowing. Then whatever is happening to me in my life, is it not given by Lord? And do I have to pray Lord particularly to save me or anything? Does not Lord know that I am in trouble? As long as things are alright, we feel that we are very devoted, we are surrendered to Lord. But the moment something goes wrong, if somebody dies or I lose my job or I lose property, immediately we start lamenting, we get depressed, we commit suicide. Even in some cases I know of, they have thrown away the Lord they were worshipping, the Murti also. That also takes place. Because they don't know what Lord likes, that everything has been done by Lord. Now, if it is sharanaagati or the taking refuge in the Lord, then whatever comes, we can never have any complaint about it. We have to accept everything that comes. If it is death, it is death also. We should be ready to accept death. If it is loss of property, loss of property. It is loss of relatives and friends, it is loss of relatives or friends. So everything that is happening, it is with the knowledge of the Lord. It is done by Lord. So how can I have any complaint at all? So such a person becomes, it is called nirapeksha. He does not have any apeksha. He is ready to accept anything happening in the world. What a great prasada such a will dawn in such a mind. I think you know of a story in Ramayana that, it's of course in an allegorical form, that Rama and Lakshmana went to take bath in Pampa. So before that they put their bows, they dug their bows on the bank, kept their bows and went for bath. When they came back and lifted their bows from the earth, Rama noticed that the bottom of the bow, Lakshmana's bow I believe, was having blood. So he asked that, why don't you see something? We must have hurt some creature. There is blood underneath the bow. So Lakshmana dug the earth there and found a bullfrog, a big frog, was hurt by the edge of the bow. It was pierced by the edge of the bow. So immediately Rama said that, you should have shouted. Always you shout. Whenever something happens, you shout. When predator comes, you shout. Why is it that you did not make any sound so that we would have been aware of the situation and we would not have hurt you? Without knowing, we have hurt you. So the frog says that whenever I am attacked by anybody, I call, oh Rama, 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 to save me. Now that I find Rama himself is killing me, whom shall I call? I have accepted that. Now, this is only a story with the Rama doing it. But anything happening to us is actually, is it not done by God? So can we have any complaint about anything in life? We will be absolutely free of all complaints. Complete acceptance, that is the ultimate of sharanaagati. That is why it is called the Purushartha. Now, after saying this, what he was saying that that he left on Arjuna, then Krishna comes to his final Upadesha. In 18th chapter, it is verse 64. He says, Sarvaguhyatanam bhuyaha shinume paramam vajaha ishtosime dridhamiti tato vakshyami tehita. Guhyam has already been done. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam. Guhya, Guhyataram, Jnanam already done. There also ahankara is that you have to do it. Thinking about it, you do whatever you like. Now he says that Sarva Guhyatanam, the ultimate of the secret, I am telling you. And why? Because you are my dear. I am so fond of you that I cannot go without telling this last and the final, the most efficient but most difficult sadhana. It is the easiest sadhana and also to do it is the most difficult also. If you can do it, it is the easiest sadhana. What does it say? That tameva sharanam gaccha now replaced by manmana bhava manbhakto mandyadi mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyante pratidane priyosine sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami mahashita. What does it do? What is the change here? The God now descends in the form of Guru. Krishna is standing before Arjuna and he is saying that manmana bhava, that you listen to me, whatever I say, you do. This is the simplest thing. You don't have to think of samatva, you don't have to think of asangatva, you don't have to think of sattvika pravritti, rajasika pravritti, tamasika pravritti. You don't have to think of the knowledge of the soul, of the Brahman, Atma, Paramatma. Nothing you have to think. Simply do whatever I say. So the Sharanagati becomes a test only when the Lord appears in the form of Guru. Because it becomes very difficult then. The Guru will not always tell you whatever you like to do. And it becomes extremely difficult to follow the Guru's words when we are in company of the Guru. So the Lord here finally appears in the form of the Guru. And in Bhaagavata, if you find, just by the way I am saying that if you find why this Upadesha was not given to Yudhishthira but was given to Arjuna, there is enough reason. You will find that Arjuna had that refuge, that had that Sharanagati. In the war, every day after coming back, there used to be a lot of quarrel, lot of clamor in the camp of Arjuna and Yudhishthira and all. So many things happened. And Arjuna would often say that, I will kill my brother, and gives a long lecture. Or sometimes he says, I will now commit suicide, and gives a long lecture on that. Why will he commit suicide? But if you follow, you will find that each lecture of Arjuna ends with one sentence, common sentence for all those statements. That is, but Krishna, you are a knower of truth. Whatever you tell me, I will do. And he does exactly that. Whatever Krishna says, he does. And he gets freed of all his mental conflicts. Again he raises another point, but again he says that this is what I am thinking, but oh Krishna, you are a knower of truth. Whatever you say, I will do that. And Krishna says, and he does also whatever he says. Whereas Yudhishthira did not. Yudhishthira had the ego of telling the truth. I can never tell a lie. So when Krishna asked him to tell a lie to Dronacharya, Yudhishthira refused. So Krishna had to complicate the issue. You know about it, I am not going into the detail. He had to kill an elephant, name Ashwatthama, kill an elephant, then again say that Ashwatthama hata iti kunjara, and last portion drum beating and all. Is he not serving the same purpose by saying a complicated truth? Is it not more sinful than telling a plain lie? So Krishna had to devise that. Because Yudhishthira was not given to sharanaagati, he had the ego of truthfulness. He will not speak a lie. So, finally, as the last message of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that sharanaagati is the last word. And there he appears before him, the Lord appears before Arjuna as the Guru, and he has to follow whatever the Guru says. We remember one disciple of our Swamiji who had come from a long distance, saying that now I have dedicated my everything, tan, man, dhan, my body, mind, soul, everything, my property I have dedicated to him. I would stay here in your ashram and serve you. Swamiji was telling him that no, that will not be alright, you will not be able to stay in the ashram because you are a person who could not stay in the family, you fought with your wife, you fought with your children, you fought with your friends, in this other places also nobody was happy with you. The ashram is a conglomeration of all kinds of people. It is most difficult to stay in an ashram. In a household you are all bound by the family, blood relations and matrimonial relations. Don't think that ashram is so easy. Ashram, people come from all different places, with different background. And there, the difficulty of harmonizing is much more. So you will not be able to stay here. Rather, you make a house, you have a property, you make a small cottage, and you stay there, do your tapas there. But the disciple went on saying that, no, Swamiji, I have dedicated myself to you. How can I go anywhere? I will live near your feet. I will stay only here and serve you. Are you understanding the deception, the fallacy of it? The Guru is saying that you go and stay there and do your tapasya. He says, no, I will stay at your feet and serve you. What is serving Guru? Serving Guru is to follow his words. The Guru Seva is to follow whatever the Guru says. And then he says, I want to serve you and I want to serve only you. But I have to serve you in my own manner, but not in your manner. The disciple is telling the Guru that it means that I will serve you according to my wish, not according to what you are saying. This is the surrender way of following. So all the test comes when we have to live in the company of the Guru, whether we have surrendered or not, that gets tested there in the company of the Guru. In Bhagavatam also, in various places of the 11th chapter, all the sadhanas are discussed. But finally again it comes to the sharanaagati or nirvisheshananda, the ultimate dedication. See, in 11th chapter you will find a beautiful hint is given to the sadhana in terms of the three gunas, that we will have, everybody will have some sattva guna, raja guna and tamo guna. How are we to proceed to our final goal of becoming gunatita? Gunatita means? Gunatita means sharanaagati also. Gunatita means coming to know that I am not bound by anywhere, anything in the nature at all. The whole nature is playing its own drama according to the gunas. I am nowhere affected by it, or I am not touched by them at all. That is the gunatita position. Now, how will we become gunatita? Bhagavatam says that tamoguna, first of all, suppose you are too much under tamoguna, then suppose you take to sattvaguna practices, a tamoguni person wants to only meditate and read shastras. He will not meditate, he will sleep in the name of meditation. In reading the shastras also he will doze off. He will not be able to do because of the prevalence of the tamoguna. So to get rid of the tamoguna, one has to activate the rajoguna. So that he takes to some activity and the inertia of the tamoguna is dealt with. Now when he becomes more of rajoguna comes to him, then sattvaguna has to be cultivated. What is sattvaguna? Rajoguna, although it inspires into activity, it always shows the world in a divided manner. Bheda buddhi it is called. That is, I like that Rajoguna agatmakam viddhi, Bhagavata says. That is, that Rajoguna is rising from a color of me and mine. I like this, I dislike this. Whatever a Rajoguni person will be working, like as we say, workaholic. He will do everything, but he will do whatever he likes. I have done this. He will always have a feeling of Tattva and bhautitva. I have done this, I have done that. I have to do this, I cannot do that. I can only speak truth, I cannot speak lies. These are all divided visions. Whereas Sattvaguna is the unified vision in all. Sattvaguna always creates the Avibhaktam vibhakteshu, the jnanam viddhi satvikam, that who sees always the one uniform truth in all this plural appearance. That is the Sattvaguna.